stand here, and the judge would talk to him about the need for support. And he ordered him to pay, I think it was around $30 a week support. Well, Albert Moon, he had come supplied with a gun. And in those days, you didn't have any way to screen. They didn't even worry about it. Nobody ever thought it was a dangerous situation. Pulled out the gun and started shooting. And the DA and some of the court people were headed out toward judges' chambers, which are over here. And here was the attorney's room, and the DA and other people were running out there. And so he shot at them, but then the judge came off the bench and was headed to judges' chambers, and he got him, and this little wall around, this is the witness stand. But there was just a chair, there wasn't a wall there at the time. And so he just came up here and shot the judge dead. Everybody was so shocked that they couldn't even gather themselves to grab him. Ran out the door, ran down the stairs, went out the front door, went out to 4th Avenue, the street. Police were chasing him. They came out, and there were some other cars. And they followed him, and they got him to the hospital and so on. But anyway, the bullet holes they kept here, you know, they could have covered them up so that they couldn't be seen at all, but they thought, you know, this is history. So you know, feel it right here. See, there's one here, and there's one, and there may have been more, I don't know, but these are the ones that are still here. Did you see that little dark spot? There's sort of a dark putty in there. And then over here, this one I always have a little more trouble finding. It's up in here. I don't know why. Oh, here, right here. I always look too high. It's right here. So you can see he was not trying just to kill the judge, but he didn't like anybody involved. So he was, you know, they had the trial, he was sentenced, he had a number of appeals. And then on the appeals, the conviction was upheld. I mean, after all, there was a courtroom full of witnesses. And in Pennsylvania, well, first of all, he got the death penalty. He was electric chair in those days. But you had to be sane at the time you were executed, that you really could fully understand what was happening to you. Well, they did have the decision by the court after testimony from psychiatrists. At the time of the shooting, he was perfectly sane. By the time all these years had gone by with appeals and everything, they decided he wasn't sane for the purpose of being electrocuted and killed in the electric chair. So he continued to live on. So anyway, many years before I was a judge, I was a district attorney. I would get a letter every year from Norman Moon, and it was crazy. And I think he wrote a letter sounding that way so that the DA at the time would say, oh, we won't go after Norman Moon anymore. You know, he's obviously still insane. I mean, that's my guess, because the letter, you should have seen them. They were really very, very, well, not confused. It was sort of intentionally bizarre, is what it seemed to me. So, anyway, he finally just died in prison. That was the end of Norman Moon. So that was.
Thank you.
That was the story. Warren County history, and really, you'd think that something like that would have happened in the Wild West, but at the time, it was the first time that a judge was shot, killed, and died in a courtroom. Our historical society has the gun, and I'm retired now, but when I was sitting up here, I could not. In fact, now I still can't. Yeah, I just can't look at the gun, and there's a picture of Judge Wade lying here, you know, dead with the blood, and I couldn't look at that either. But if you want to see Judge Wade, his portrait